So, becoming a foster parent, when I had my um, children at a young age, when you become a foster parent, you feel that you're doing this for yourself and that your children really should not have anything to do with you becoming a foster parent. So, trying to navigate the foster children and the biological children lives, um, you don't really think about it. But as they get older, or as my children became older, my biological daughter actually let me know that she did not like the idea of me becoming a foster parent to so many children. She said it was like, um, by being a foster parent, I was removing her mother from her, and that she had to share her mother with other children, and she didn't like that. So, yeah.
I think that before you foster parent, it's helpful to just talk with your kids about the fact that not everybody has the same history in their family, and that things have come into people's lives. And then to, I guess, guard against expectations, right? It's really easy as the foster parent or as the biological child to think, oh, we're going to do this wonderful thing because there's this great need and because there's been all this hurt. But you can't always predict what the response of that foster child's going to be. And so keeping an open line of communication with your biological child so that they know that they can come to you and say, wow, this is really confusing to me, or this was really hurtful, or what can I do about this? Because as humans, we want to be helpful. And so if a foster child shares with a biological child, oh, this and this and this happened to me, it can be very overwhelming. And so just keeping those lines of communication open so that you know what is happening and you know what's being communicated. Of course, you want them to all have their own bedrooms, those kind of things, their own spaces to be on their own when they need to or want to. And yeah, I think because you can't predict what's going to happen, you can't safeguard against everything. But as much as you can, keeping those lines of communication open so that when or if something does happen, you're aware and you can deal with it then.
It's kind of, I feel like it's just dependent on the day. Like people ask me how it is having 4 kids from, 2 to 4. And some days, maybe they're all upset about something. And then other days, they all play together. The 2 and 3-year-old play together and my oldest daughter plays with the baby. And it's amazing. I could read a book and I never thought that would be possible in the middle of the day. So I think it's just a continuous work in progress. I'd say there's more good/easier days than the ones where they honestly, it's sometimes refreshing because they act just like siblings. So I think now that we've gone through the initial kind of immediate adjustment and almost kind of shock to the system for all the kids, it's just your day to day. Well, he took my toy. Well, she took my dress. Which again, every parent can struggle with that. So I feel like it's, again, almost refreshing that it feels so normal.
I think it's been interesting because they're young, trying to understand what's a normal 2-year-old, 3-year-old reaction versus what's you came from some trauma reaction versus what's adjusting to a new life reaction has been part of our daily understanding. But I think it's interesting. We've gone through phases where they, our 2 and 3-year-old were Fight Club. They couldn't get along for anything, and then we went through a phase where they're best friends. And right now they're best friends, and they're kids, they're siblings. They get in little arguments, but it really feels like they're gelling as a family. So it's really cool to watch the transformation.